I wasn't planning on making this 3 parts today, but earlier, we'll be honest, not a lot of people were joining in with that one, and I wanted to sit down for a bit because I'm still pretty sore. But I've made some progress. I've gutted out all the stuff that was kind of underneath the bed. The Star Destroyer is now in a safe place. Needs work, needs fix, but it's safe. Other than that, we're good. I kind of done something that I'd put off doing for years. I'm going to be getting rid of some of the Lego boxes. And I've got a lot of boxes, right? There's a couple in here. There's a 2012 Geonosis Cannon box up there. This is one of the ones I do plan on getting rid of because I've already reviewed the set, so I don't see the point in keeping a hold of it. But I'm going to show you a pile in a few moments of everything I'm getting rid of. And it is a shame, a couple of them, but if you guys remember back, I had that bed at one point with the hydraulic arms that could lift up, and I kept Lego boxes underneath that bed. Well, some of them, and they were all unfortunate victims of circumstance, so yeah. But in a moment, I'll take you guys through to the other room, and I'll show you. I'm going to quickly go grab a snack, give people an opportunity to join in, because I'm going to get rid of a lot of boxes, and it's unfortunate, but in a way, it means I can have the underneath of the bed be full storage. It means there has to be no storage on these, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards. So, yeah, it'll make more sense. I'll be right back. Alright, I screwed up. Turns out the thing I was looking for is actually in this room because I left it in here last night. Anyway, all my nonsense aside, pretty much just going to be getting rid of some boxes. So, I'm going to take you through the next room just now because I want to get this over and done with, at least the box side of this, and show you what we've got. So, essentially, all the boxes will be going back under in there. I don't keep every set box for my collection. I do get rid of some. So, for example, I'm going to keep a 2010 Grievous Starfighter box. I don't have... No, I'm trying for an example. I am going to keep a 2006 X-Wings box, but I'm never going to keep a TIE Bombers box or something like... Nothing modern. I'd never really keep the boxes for because I just don't like the way the boxes look. And, you know, it's a pick and choose situation. For example, for Jabba's Sail Barge and Django Slave 1... two of the Lego's more recent, not the most recent, but more of the recent UCS sets, I have never bothered to keep their boxes. At least not for long. But earlier in the previous streams, we managed to get all this done, which I'm quite happy about, getting all of that reorganized and sorted. So we're pretty much just going to be going from there. So, take you through and show you the box situation. Tell you, we're going all sorts of places in these more recent streams, eh? Crazy. So, this is kind of the setup. I've shown this once or twice. So, these are some sets. A couple of them. I do have a parrot in here if everyone's wondering what the hell that noise is. Yes, you. These are the boxes we're keeping. So, you know, we've got these are dusty because they were sitting there for a while. Got the Republic Striker class Starfighter, CC-10 Starfighter, Battle of Endor, the 2008 gunship, Jabba's Palace is there, the 2011 Advent Calendar's there, Battle of, and that's the Hoth Echo base is there, the 2012 TIE Fighter, 2011 Falcon, that's a sealed Minecraft set, and of course the Executor Super Star Destroyers box. So as we're going to keep the Slave 1 box. I'm on the fence about keeping that. That's going because it's kind of crushed. And here's everything that has to go. So, there's a few of these that might puzzle and surprise you as to why I'm getting rid of them, but I have like reasons as to why. So, I have crushed them up a bit as well. So, 2012 Advent Calendar. I lost and misplaced a few things as I was moving city a couple years ago. And a lot of them, unfortunately, I cannot find the bag that has all the little builds for this. Now, that's no good because I want to do a video of all the 2012 sets, like as a nostalgia kind of review type video. So I'm going to have to repurchase all those bits anyway, and I'll come with a new box, so that's cool by me. This pirate tank box is a shame. I've had this for about 9 years. It got crushed by the bed's hydraulic arm things when I had one of those folding beds. This is a bit like the 2012 advent calendar. Parts of this set went missing when I was moving, so I'm planning to buy a nice sealed copy, so I'll just get another box from that one. Ruined. There's another one that got crushed. This is a set I bought where I got screwed over and half the parts weren't inside it, and I've used the parts for other things. And this box arrived pretty bad anyway. Same deal with that. Now this is the one that does slightly hurt to be getting rid of because it's such a cool box. I mean, Death Star 2, the B-Wing. I get it. It's not fun to get rid of this one. My reasoning for this though will make sense to you. The reason I'm getting rid of this specifically is more due to it's crushed and blown out. I've had this box for like 3 years, and to be completely honest, see when I got this set, it was not mint. Like, when I bought this set sealed back in 2023, it was awful condition then. So it's just degraded worse. I kind of knew I'd eventually have to throw it out. It is a shame. If I had the space over the last couple of years, I would have displayed this box. Because I mean, look, it's one of the nicest boxes, and it's a shame, especially we'll be doing that video next year that I'm wanting to try and do, providing I buy the other sets. So maybe I try and get another box off the internet, because there's places where we enough people sell Lego boxes, so who knows. So I'm going to take you guys back through, but that's pretty much the boxes that I am saying goodbye to. It'll open up, especially with that big B-Wing box as well. Keep in mind, there's a few boxes there that are empty, so I'll be, putting boxes inside of boxes. Like, I do have a whole system devised for this, so it will make sense. I'm going to start bringing through, though. I've pressed the wrong button there. I'm going to start bringing through, that's the reason that mattress is up. I'm going to start bringing through the ones that are going to go under. So I'll be right back. Right, okay, I'm back with the first one. I'm not doing one, I've told you that. Now, if you keep asking, I'm going to put you in timeout, but I'm back. We're going to put the first box underneath. So, none of the boxes that I'm going to bring through, with the exception, hey Commander Cody Bricks, with the exception of the Minecraft set I've got, which is a sealed investment, which I got for £1, we're going to start putting the boxes back under. So, most of my boxes have boxes inside of boxes, right? This is the one exception, because when I review this set eventually, I want to show the shipping boxes, which nowadays I don't think it's done this way. I've not really bought, it's done with different types of boxes, but those are the way this set came in 2011. So we're going to put that one under first. Unfortunately, like I showed you earlier, I had to get rid of the B-Wings box. I've had to clear out a few of my boxes, but this is one of the ones I'm keeping because, well, The box is in good condition. It's a little rough, but it's in good condition, and it's one of the old school UCS set boxes back when Lego felt like giving us art on them. We're meant to get a new one of those this year. It's going to look crap because it's not going to have any art. It'll be a black box. Some people like the appeal of that. I don't. Been a while, Commander Cody Bricks. I've just been moving around the place, reorganising. Took a big project. See, I had this window covered up for a while, and well, shelving, that's not great. So I'm going to go get more of the boxes, and we're just going to keep going. Right, I'm back. So I've brought two of the boxes through. This means I can also slide some storage boxes under the bed as well. The box I brought through, and by the way, if there's a box that instantly gives nostalgia off, it's this one for me. 2011 Millennium Falcon, which was the last playset to be based off the original Star Wars. Every other one we've had since has been sequel era, or Solo, or Dark Side Falcon. Every Falcon we've had since has basically not been that. I'd forgive all Lego's current sins if they fixed that. So I only took the bed slats off for that big box to go under because it's easier just to place it. The other ones, if I keep the mattress bent up, I can just slide under, so I'll be able to see where they're going. Also, since earlier stream, I've made a bricklink order. I picked up a few things we needed. I've got a few sets I've had in the collection for years, one of which I've had for about 10 years, the other one I've had for a couple. All of which I've got slight yellowing, so I picked up some new grey parts. Very cheap, to be fair. The only pain in the butt about it is you have to order multiple colors. Crap. Right, this is not fun. Oh, it's out all of the way, right? I thought I'd only taken this half out. Okay. That's cool. Right. One sec, I'll look at the comments in a moment. Ah, there's nothing that's going to get damaged if I do that anyway. It means I can double check there's nothing under here that I immediately need. Like, you know, the Malevolence's bridges here. I'm already regretting all of this. If you've got a bed with slats, you know exactly what I'm trying to do and why it's so annoying. I will walk over and check the comments as soon as I'm done putting up with this hell. Alright, there we go. We've got somewhere. Why? This is like all kinds of not fun. Don't want to jinx myself, but we're getting somewhere again. I remember these being not very fun to do the first time. One sec, guys, I'll look in a moment. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to line this up as perfectly as possible so I don't have to do it a second time. Right, and what we'll do is, I'll place this on top of this, which is the section that's all pinned in and fine, and sit it like that. Means I have use of this bit for sliding in the boxes. So we'll start with the two boxes that I just brought a couple minutes ago. We've got the Battle of Endor from 09, so we can... I'm going to try and put the boxes near the back. That way the front can be for the plastic storage, some of which is on that shelf. Where's the Falcon? There it is. As I was saying earlier, very nostalgic set. I remember getting that for my 9th birthday, I think it was, 2012. 14 years later, still one of my favourite LEGO Star Wars sets of all time. You can't park there, mate. Who's got a four-legged tank? 2011 Falcon, one of my favourite sets as a kid. We're continuing on with what we were doing yesterday. I'm just getting the boxes and stuff brought back in from the other room. So, yeah. I'm going to go get the rest of those now. I'll be bringing them in like a few at a time. But this will up my storage game by quite a bit. Right, I'm back with more. Yeah, I've got an ATOT as well. It's up the back. Two boxes I just bought through. We've got Jabba's Palace from 2012. Now, these boxes do have other boxes inside of it, right? So inside Jabba's Palace is the box for Palpatine's arrest. So I'm going to put that back. I'll slide it into place in a moment. The other box I brought was the 2008 gunship. And what's inside of here? Inside of here is Palpatine's shuttle from 2010. No, don't you goddamn dare. Do you want to get turned into firewood? Good. Stay like that. Right, these are the last two big boxes. Again, I have downsized some of my box collection. There we go. That's two of those boxes. And keep in mind, there's boxes inside of boxes, obviously. But, yeah. Also, the front of this will be, storage for miscellaneous things that I will need to store. Most of some of these boxes we've got here, some of these are part boxes. A couple of these boxes include things like my clone army, just loads of stuff like that. I found a TikTok talking about the boxes I got rid of, if you want to go check that out. Got more, a couple that need to go in storage. So, the other ones that I brought, I am. But I'm not a millionaire. I work a normal job. So inside the Slave 1, we got the Republic Striker class Starfighter from 2012. That is a nice box, like in terms of its condition. And obviously it goes and I've been sliding this, takes a little bit of effort. Make sure those aren't overlapping. It's inside the 2002 Slave 1 box, which is a pretty damn cool box. But no Lego Commander Cody. I'm streaming on here now because YouTube, TikTok kept trying to screw me about and I got fed up. And in here is the 2004 Mos Eisley Cantina, and this is the Battle of Hoth from 2011. No, this one's called Hoth Echo Base. No, my bad. Since this is the bit that you can't get to normally, this will be the bit that has the boxes like that. So I'm saying I work a normal job, but some of these sets, people see them and assume that I paid whatever they're currently worth. Look, chances are I didn't. Most of these sets I did not pay what they are currently selling for. Some of these sets I paid whatever they were selling for 5 years ago, which in some of these cases is considerably less. Like some of these sets were worth half what they are now back then. It's a set by set basis. Favorite Lego set. That changes frequently. My current favorite is my usually is whatever I've bought most recently. So my most recent one is the 2012 Anakin's Interceptor, the green one. But it has the bit so you can do the Mustafar fight as well. I'm back. I was getting rid of my hat off and putting some stuff in my hair so it didn't look as messy. Where are you going to stream on? Are you going to stream here or TikTok? You honestly, man, YouTube's better. I don't know if you saw, but I got banned. My laptop got... YouTube can let you save things and do what you want. YouTube does not care most of the time. I had some Empire Strikes Back posters with the Japanese text that I put above my bed when it was sitting behind me, right? TikTok banned me for putting up posters. TikTok banned me for saying that Lego torsos crack over time. See all the things that TikTok banned? You were there for some of them. Like, it's insane. I don't get it. Try one of the silliest. And again, there was all the stuff Coleman Brick said on some of my streams. God damn it. I should do a TikTok stream with you and Coleman again. That would be funny. But I've got an idea. See how long it takes my account to get banned from streaming, since I don't even stream on there anymore. That'd be kind of funny. Like, nothing too offensive, but like just saying some of the more nonsensy words that it doesn't like, the algorithm doesn't like. I don't buy CAC because they're expensive to import. Instead, if you want CAC for cheaper, there's a guy that uses CAC. Look up Minifig Customs UK. He uses the CAC parts, but whereas us, the buyer, don't. He does the cost of importing. I've got 2 of his minifigures here, actually. Cavanon Security Clone and a Commander Bakara. I do have his 5s, his Echo, and some Wolfpack members, but never ever order CAC from the US. Never order CAC from the US, right? Because you will pay the import fee and all that crap. That's not worth it. Minifig Customs UK is where you want to go for those. I've also got his Keeley Clone, his 5s, his Echo. They're not all on hand because everything's crazy. Well, there you go. Minifig Customs is like one of the first really good ones in the UK that I started using. Because you can't find them in the UK. The problem is with doing that, there's limitations. Oh yeah, the boxes. So we've got 2012 CC-10's Jedi Starfighter. 2011 Advent Calendar box. This is my most recent set that I was telling you about. I picked this up as part of my 3,000 subscriber stream. One of my favourite sets I've ever bought. This one I remember getting as a kid in 2012. So that set immediately is a yes. Another set from the same wave. I've built it. It's behind you somewhere. The shelves are a mess. You've seen it. Another set from the same wave. I love how this is something, right? I miss. Look how shiny the boxes used to be with Lego Star Wars. The boxes used to be so nice. Now they're boring. January 2012 TIE Fighter. This is an American box, actually, because it's got the piece count. What turbo tank are you talking about? You're going to say the new one, aren't you? He's going to say the 2025 turbo tank, isn't he? There's a few more boxes I have to go get. Oh, right. I thought you were going to try and comment the new one. 2010 is up there. 2005 is in the other room. I wouldn't even call it cool at this point. Like, I don't really have much nice to say about it. The minifigures in it are all right, because you don't get any clone troopers of ruined helmets, but the build itself, I have built that tank. A friend of mine bought it for his son, and he asked me if I wanted to build it because he's watched some of the videos I'd made discussing it. So I built it because, you know, the kid, he's not too great with Lego, so it was more of a, you know, walk in it and be built for him kind of thing, because he struggles with bigger sets. And I built it, and I just thought it was trash. The fact that you can't pick it up properly without it breaking, the color usage, how small it is, it's... Do you know what's funny? It cost more than the other ones did. That's the insane bit. The best turbo tank they made was 2010. 2016's all right. 2005 is the classic one, but you know what I mean. Here's some, these are like the last big boxes, basically. I think actually these might be the last boxes, full stop. 2010 was the golden age of Lego Star Wars. See 2005 to 2013. Perfect. Some 2014 as well. Those 9 years are perfect. 2015 is when they started to really screw things up. Keep in mind, 2015 is when they started going nuts with Disney era Lego sets. That's why I don't like it. That's why you will rarely ever find anything past that in my collection. Yeah, I've got a few modern sets, but I don't like the modern sets that much. The MTT is good, right? We get the occasional good set, but we never get like... We never get full waves of all good sets in it. Like, see if you look at some of the previous years, you look at 2010, 2011, entire year, perfect. It's hard to find a bad set. If you go on YouTube and watch people ranking the early 2010s, the late 2000s, they struggle every time to find a bad set. We no longer get that. Like, say Lego were to do 20 Star Wars sets a year, 4 of them might be really good. The other 16 will have something wrong with each of them. But here's a set that isn't bad. 2005 Imperial Inspection. I miss when they used to do this. Put the word original trilogy on the bottom of the box. You know, they'd advertise that things were new. This is one of my favourite sets. We've got that one. We also got another one of these Clone Wars boxes. The Republic Attack Shuttle. Now, what set is inside you? The UFO abduction from Alien Conquest is what's inside this one. Some solid stuff. Imperial Guards. Those are very common now. This is something I love talking. This is a big... I have this debate very often with people. See those who came into Lego collecting 2015 or not... Let's change it. See people who come into Lego collecting after 2020, Oh, you guys are very lucky. See, a lot of the characters that you guys would want or need are very easy to find. See, when I was a kid, Royal Guards were like £30 each. They were not cheap when I started. They were bad expensive figures. It's crazy how that's happened in a few ways. Like, the other one is Emperor Palpatine used to be expensive. See, if you wanted the 2008 Emperor Palpatine, he's now like a £10 figure. But see, back in like, I remember even 2013, a couple years after he'd come out, he was still at least a £25 figure for Emperor Palpatine. But he wasn't. It's the same with Darth Vader. Darth Vader was never in cheap sets. Like, I remember the first cheap set, like, keep in mind, I started collecting, right, in 2008. The first time Darth Vader was cheap was the 2009 TIE Fighter. But other than that, Darth Vader never actually appeared in cheap sets. I think my first Vader was from the 2011 Falcon. Because he was in the Death Star, he was in the Imperial Shuttle, he was expensive to try and get. We're talking, by the way, I've got a keychain version, but we're talking this generation of Darth Vader. I don't like that they made his helmet two pieces. A lot of people, that's one of those Lego decisions I wish they, you know how Lego tried making accurate X-Wing pilot helmets, then changed their mind and went back to old ones? Well, I wish they'd done that with Vader helmets. I do not have Bionicle. I got into Lego a bit too late to like when I got into Lego, I think Bionicle wasn't on shelves or had just went off shelves. But we were all talking about the set. I just came across its box. 2010 Clone Turbo Tank with some brilliant figures. Anakin, Ahsoka, you got two of those clones, Ayla and Cad Bane. The Cad Bane was what made this set really cool. And inside this box, I have the 2012 X-Wing. I wish that we got waves like this still. Right. So I'm going to go back to the other room and check, but that's pretty much all the boxes that I have to put under my bed. I've got some clear plastic here. Whether or not I do that in the stream, that's still up for debate, but I miss when Lego would do things like that. It is a shame that they choose not to do cool things anymore. There's a meme that I keep seeing, right, on the Lego Star Wars subreddit, and that's a bit from The Simpsons, right? And I think the scene is Homer stops allowing Bart to do something, right? And Bart's an adult. He goes, "Oh, come on, man. You used to be cool." And Homer's like, I'm cool. And Bart's like, nah. And I keep seeing that. Star Wars fans. It's raining. We've got sun. The meme is Star Wars fans are the Bart Simpson, Lego is Homer. And Star Wars like, come on, man. You used to be cool. I'm cool. Nah. Because it has went down in quality. That's why I kind of stick to a certain era with my collecting. Right, I'm going to go check. Right, I'm back. This was the last box I had to do. I think I threw out the other Scooby-Doo box I had for the Mystery Mansion. Here in Scotland it's sun, but that means it's going to be like violent storms in 2 minutes. Lego Commander Cody already knows what I mean by that. Like, you'll have seen the weather. Storm Dave. Do you know what I find so funny about that, right? The fact that they called it Dave. Because the storm being called Dave, this means this is the most productive Dave in human history. It's the first Dave ever not to sit around. We've invented a Dave that does things. Just for reference, everyone I've ever met called Dave or David has been lazy. That's the joke. I've never met a productive one. There'll be a Dave in my comments going, excuse me. So, of course, in this stream, right? Talk about GTA. Well, I kind of have to be playing that to make sense. Basically, all I've been playing in terms of GTA is some of the PlayStation 2 ones. If that's what you're meaning. Then it's under bed storage, like 90% complete. Yeah, I'm good. Just continuing on from yesterday's project. That's good. We're just so that's all the boxes back under my bed, which is peace of mind knowing that that's all sorted. We do still have posters to put up there. The Japanese Star Wars posters ain't going back up because they've kind of been ruined over the 6 months that they were there. So that ain't happening. But you know, I've got alternatives. Oh, hey, Jonathan.
Penetrate the Soviet ring around Berlin and relieve the beleaguered Führer and his circle. The inevitable end of the defense of the government quarter
right.
depended on how much ammunition.
Okay, so I'll be back. Oh, 1 second.
The last air escape.
Yeah, it's all right. Right, okay, I will be gone for a moment. I will quickly do a couple things. But it'll benefit us. So these shells are going. And then we can focus on getting some of the shelving stuff underneath.
This discredits wild conspiracies claiming that Hitler, perhaps Bormann, escaped by light plane at the last moment. The only way out of the capital now was on foot, by attempting to infiltrate through the Soviet lines. Not a very enticing prospect for middle-aged, out-of-shape leaders like Martin Bormann to contemplate. The remaining 2 days of Hitler's life are well known from the testimony of bunker survivors. In the very early hours of the 29th of April, he married his girlfriend, Eva Braun, a simple ceremony in the Führer bunker. 2 witnesses were Dr. Goebbels and Bormann.
Right, I'm going to start to put boxes that are going underneath. While I was sorting out things on the floor. But the fact that we put the shelves back up and stuff, today's been productive.
On the
Right, so what is on here that has to be sorted? So hopefully this doesn't get dismissed. That's a fun noise. Because it means the sets that I've got sitting in another room can now go up on here.
General Weidling, Berlin battle commandant, asked Hitler for permission for the remaining defense forces to break out to save themselves. At 1 p.m., Hitler gave...
I'll have to organise these somewhere. I've got two. So these are the old school booklets. That's alright.
But then again, he had no means of this.
Nah, don't go Amazon for figures, man. Bad idea. Amazon does this thing where it checks and... No, it's a guy on YouTube called Mark Felton. He does like World War II stuff. I put him on in the background because I don't get copyrighted for that. If I put on Star Wars, I get copyrighted. That happened in the live streams where I built the UCS Falcon. I've got two of these. So this is the original types of binders you used to get on UCS sets. I need to store this somewhere. That's the Super Star Destroyer one. I've also got the one for the Falcon. When I've put that, I'm not entirely sure. That's fun not knowing what that is. Right. There we go. So these boxes can go under the bed, and I swear to God, see if... Oh, good. The Clone Army will go at the front, because that's something I would like to be able to access on a whim, should I want it for a video. Right, so that is just a binder. I will organise that later. These are vinyls and binders. Yeah, they used to be like that. I've got two. I've got the original UCS Falcon as one, and I've got the Star Destroyer. All UCS sets used to be done that way. I miss them doing things like that. I'll quickly show you the box that it sits in before it goes under. It's all organised by what they are. So this is the laptop. This is where TikTok really got on my nerves, right? TikTok banned the laptop from doing the streams. That's kind of what killed it as well. But just saying, because the laptop, £8. Those, I'm doubting those are real. Those must be knockoffs at that price. Because you can be up to £8 for just one normally. I'd be double checking the description of that one. Oh, 100%. It's another box of parts that will just go under the bed, but I want to put the bigger boxes first. Oh good, we found the tack pins for putting up those GTA posters. Sorted. Got this box as well. This is just miscellaneous things that I've kept a hold of that I prefer to know where they are. So that can go right at the back. I didn't want to get rid of Lego boxes, but I am 100% seeing benefit from doing it. Right, so I'm going to move a couple of things from here. Palpatine's arrest got a little bit decimated, so I will be spending a few days... Ooh. That's a yellow... That has been... Wow. That has been very, very good. So there will be a lot of streams where I'm having to rebuild certain parts of some sets. Nothing major has been destroyed. My UCS sail barge was completely wrecked, but I'm not really upset about that, to be honest. Because that set was just a pain to deal with every time. That set was so structurally weak. Every time I picked it up, it fell apart. And apparently a lot of people have had that experience with it. It's a good set, but see the minute you have to move it or do something with it, it just crumbles. So if there's one set I'm not really bothered about being destroyed, it's that.
That last Nazi government still controlled some of northern Germany, all of Denmark and Norway, and half of the Netherlands. Returning to the actual breakout, it had been decided that they would depart between 10:30 and 11 p.m. in darkness as cover. Most of the escaped wore military uniforms.
That's
They
in
largely
there.
abandoned
One sec, I'll come with comments.
uniforms and armbands, plain SS or Wehrmacht field grey, steel helmets, and plenty of small arms.
That's the only one I could see being cheap. But even that, I don't feel like you'd get more than 1 or 2 for that price. I mean, prove me wrong.
Field grey uniform, Bormann being an honorary SS general, or even in civilian clothing, as some members of the escape groups were wearing. There are several immediate problems with this. Firstly, how could so many witnesses, all of whom had known Bormann every day for weeks, months, or even years, not been consistent regarding how he was dressed in the breakout? It can be explained in a variety of ways. People were looking only to their own survival. They were under considerable stress, or they were recalling the events in retrospect and mixing up how they recalled Bormann dressing in the days preceding.
No, I didn't drop a set.
Secondly, it makes no sense for a man like Bormann.
I dropped the set yesterday. I say I dropped the set, it just crumbled at the base, so I've just not bothered to fix it. I'm probably going to keep a hold of it for a while or do something with it. I've not figured that one out.
Brown NSDAP uniform would have simply marked him out as a senior leader. He may just as well have painted a giant target on his back. Wearing his SS general's uniform was likewise foolish. The chances that his escape route might have to bluff its way past Soviet patrols was high. So any uniform that drew attention to one's real status was counterproductive. Bormann was not a stupid man. He was also almost 45 years old, portly, balding, and would never have been mistaken for a frontline soldier. Some investigators mentioned that he was wearing a field grey uniform stripped with insignia.
That box will have to go somewhere else, as well, probably that one.
Volkssturm Home Guardsman, ditto with civilian clothing. Anyway, the clothing issue is the first
Right.
problems with Bormann's attempt to escape their list. The first 2 escape groups followed the same route away from the bunker. Group 1 of 20 men and 4 women, led by General Monka, included Bormann's secretary, Elsa Krüger, Hitler's adjutant, Sturmbannführer Günscher, and Hitler's cook and his 2 secretaries. Group number 3, which contained Bormann, also included Hitler's pilot, Hans Bauer, and his second pilot, Hitler's adjutant, SS Hauptsturmführer
Right.
Stegermann, and all of Hitler's doctors, Stutzbecker. Group 4, behind, was supposedly led by Hitler youth leader Arthur Assmann, but he ended up with Bormann. The first stage in the journey was a 100-meter dash under fire from the bunker to the Kaiserhof U-Bahn station. They made it under cover of darkness, smoke, and rubble. They then walked along the tunnel to the Stadtmitte station. By the time Monka reached Stadtmitte, only about 15 people remained. The rest had made themselves. At Stadtmitte station, U-Bahn carriages were being used as an emergency operating theatre. Monka's group allegedly was forced to surface at Friedrichstrasse station due to the tunnel beyond being sealed by a huge metal bulkhead guarded by 2 railway employees who refused to open it. We are to believe that Monka's heavily armed group left the SS. Party officials argued futilely with the railway guards and meekly gave up and went up to the street, which was an active battle zone. It seems a bit unlikely. It was noted by other escapers that this barrier was open an hour later. As for Bormann's group, they missed an important turn of the tunnel halfway between Stadtmitte and Friedrichstrasse stations. They backtracked to Stadtmitte and decided to come up the street level to the Gendarmenmarkt, opposite the Max Reinhardt Theatre. But progress was clearly too dangerous. Descending back into the station,
There we go. That took some effort, but it is under there. There's some base plates to go on top, as well as some of these binders.
Here things become very complicated. Apparently, a Tiger tank or tank was active at the bridge, part of the SS Nordland division, and they made an attempt to force their way across under heavy Soviet fire to clear a path for many German troops and civilians
We'll go for the Star Destroyer's instructions under there as well.
Was hit by a German Panzerfaust rocket launcher and destroyed. His story was first published in English by respected British historian and World War II intelligence officer Major Hugh Trevor Roper. His seminal work, The Last Days of Hitler, first published in 1953.
There we go, we've just helped ourselves a giant bit there by getting all this done.
I burned Adolf Hitler, published in 1950, Kemker said that he saw Bormann riding in the tank, seconds later totally destroyed by the anti-tank rifle. Kemker was sure that Bormann was killed. Kemker managed to make it to freedom at the Elbe River, where he was arrested by the US Army. The major problems with the Kemker story are obvious. Firstly, if Bormann was riding in the Tiger tank, Kemker could not have seen him in battle conditions. The tank would have had all hatches closed and locked. Secondly, there is no space aboard a Tiger for passengers. The only way Bormann could have been inside the tank was in the...
Sorry about that, I had to really force things in.
Considering that the tank was seen fighting its way over the bridge, presumably Bormann had taken a secret Panzer...
I'm not doing a giveaway. I'm putting you in a timeout for constantly asking about this.
The biggest howler is even placing Bormann in a tank in the first place. A huge Tiger would have been the focus of Soviet fire and been lashed with...
He has come into all my streams asking me to do giveaways. I'm not doing that.
And rifle fire with its mobilization...
That's not something we do here. Got this set I'm going to put away.
SS Gruppenführer Gustav Krukenberg, who was commanding the Nordland division in the area, gave testimony that 5 of his tanks were ordered by him to smash their way through the Weidendam Bridge barrier at 2 a.m. on the 2nd of May 1945.
Right.
They successfully pushed on further up
Where we want to be in terms of...
engaging Soviet forces. Krukenberg had no knowledge of Bormann in
What do you mean all of them?
tanks, and there were no other German tanks in the vicinity. However, other German witnesses gave different versions of the Bormann.
Right, okay.
Hitler's pilot, Hans Bauer, was
Right.
later captured by the Soviets.
So I'm going to, in a moment, I'll be getting ready to put away some of those boxes that are outside that need to be dealt with. I am really fighting on myself here. I want to sit down for a bit, but I don't...
Bormann had definitely been killed, but the Tiger tank had exploded. The story also confirmed by...
He's been asking like the last 4 or 5 streams, yeah.
who also was captured
Look,
by the Red Army and held the
I am not doing a giveaway. I've this year been trying to slow down how much I buy, so never mind buying stuff just to give away.
Who joined Bormann's group from the group behind and who ultimately successfully escaped from Berlin and was later apprehended by the Americans in Bavaria. Bauer's story changed in the late 1950s. Bauer now claimed that Bormann had not been killed by the tank explosion and that he had even accompanied Bormann further along the escape route. Historians subsequently altered Bauer's testimony to fit Axmann's story.
Honestly, it's not so much that. I've just been putting money into other things. I have bought some stuff this year, but most of it has been the complete Saga Customs, because that... I've gotten a lot of stuff for that lately. That's the main thing I'm focusing my money on. And I've been putting money away in case a seller I like, or a custom manufacturer, posts that they're making something new. That way I can go ahead and buy it.
Gunter Schwegemann said that the remainder of Group 3 moved along the Schiffbauer Dam towards the Lehrter railway station. A very dangerous route that would have taken them past the Reichstag, which was surrounded by Soviet troops at the time.
Right, I'm going to put something through, but I'm debating where we go from here. I don't really want to make a part 4 into this, but I also want to sit down for a moment.
Bauer stated that he last saw
4 streams in a day would be our new record.
opposite the Reichstag, standing on the Lehrter railway tracks, half a mile from the station. He reported that Bormann and Dr. Stumpfegger broke away from the group and walked east along Invalidenstrasse towards the Stettiner station. But if Bauer was wounded before reaching this point near the Lehrter station, this testimony is also suspect. The next important piece of testimony concerning Bormann's movements came from Arthur Axmann. He claimed that during the tank battle at the Weidendam Bridge, he had taken cover in a shell hole, finding Bormann, Werner Naumann, Gunter Schwegemann, Bauer and Stumpfegger also doing the same. Moving along the railway tracks towards the Lehrter station, Axmann claimed that as they jumped down from a bridge over the Friedrich List-Ufer west of the Humboldt Harbor, the bridge leading to the Lehrter S-Bahn station, several of the party landed among some Soviet infantry camped beneath it. They were surrounded.
Right, I'm back.
The Soviets were friendly and fascinated by Axmann's artificial arm, having lost his arm when serving as a soldier on the Eastern Front. They offered the Germans cigarettes. Clearly, they thought this group of largely middle-aged Germans, dressed in a strange variety of outfits, to be harmless Volkssturm Home Guardsmen. However, Axmann stated that Bormann and Stumpfegger moved away and then ran off shortly afterwards, the Soviets becoming suspicious. Axmann and his friend Major Gunther Velzin did likewise. Moving east up Invalidenstrasse, Axmann claimed to have found the bodies of Bormann and Stumpfegger lying behind the bridge.
What are you saying?
Invalidenstrasse crosses the railway line.
You might be. These streams do. Nah, there's 6 other people. These streams do better later at night, to be fair.
All of the original buildings it would be Bormann escaped have now been destroyed. Axmann described how Bormann and Stumpfegger were both lying on their backs, apparently dead, but with no visible wounds in the moonlight. He was apparently certain that both men had killed themselves with poison. Neither he nor Major Velzin took their pulses, and they quickly moved on. The problem with this story is the timeline. Axmann and historians who have repeated these claims all agree that the
I'm just thinking about what the next move is.
1:30 and 2 a.m. Whereas multiple testimonies claim that
Yeah, probably. To fair, I get a lot of Scottish and English viewers in here.
It doesn't make sense. Axmann's testimony was obviously wrong. Other writers have pointed out that Axmann behaved strangely when he allegedly discovered Bormann's body. Axmann knew that Bormann was in possession of Hitler's last will and testament and other very important documents, yet he made no effort to retrieve these documents from the corpse. Another big problem with the Bormann death scene was that no one else reported seeing the two bodies laying on the ground in the position reported by Axmann. They simply weren't there. They disappeared
Right.
into thin air.
I'm going to sit for a moment and just figure out what I need to do still in here.
Bormann was not seen in Berlin again until 1972, when his skull was found under rather fishy circumstances close to where Axmann said he had last seen the body. Was Bormann seen alive after 1945, and where? We left episode 2 with Martin Bormann and his companion, SS Dr. Ludwig Stumpfegger, lying apparently dead on an overpass bridge connected to the Lehrter railway station in Berlin, as reported by 2 witnesses, Hitler Youth leader Arthur Axmann and his escaped companion, Army Major Gunther Velzin. Only Axmann would ultimately survive to explain to historians the apparent circumstances of Bormann's death.
So there's a bag of things I need to throw out.
Axmann told the Americans in about 1947
Sure.
Bormann and Stumpfegger
Right.
lay dead.
Quickly check notifications here. I want to keep going. I don't want to stop. We're going to get rid of this bag and then go from there. It is warm. I've got the window open, but I'm going to plug in my fan as well, I think.
Axmann asserted that they both must have taken poison. Axmann did not examine the bodies closely, and he crucially did not search Bormann for the original copies of Hitler's last will and testament that the Reichsminister was conveying to Grand Admiral Dönitz in the north of Germany, who was the new Reich president, even though he knew Bormann had these documents and that they were needed urgently in the north. After this touching scene, Bormann trail goes dead in Berlin. But was Bormann ever seen and identified after the war? Many of you are undoubtedly aware that in 1972, Bormann's skull was recovered close to where Axmann said he had seen him dead, and that modern DNA tests have proved beyond any reasonable doubt that it is Bormann's. What I'm going to show you later is many of the glaring inconsistencies that exist in the official West German story of the remains discovery, and how forensic examination of the skull actually showed up several problematic pieces of evidence suggesting that Bormann was alive after 1945, far from where his skull was conveniently discovered in 1972. Certainly, the Western Allies believed that Bormann escaped from Berlin in May 1945. Soviet historians also allege that Bormann had been arranging his future safe passage, and possibly that of his wife Gerda and their 10 children, via his economic advisor, Dr. Helmut von Hummel. Letters from Bormann to his wife, dated the 5th of April 1945, confirm his use of von Hummel, who was head of Group 3B, the Department of Economic and Social Affairs. It was von Hummel who was talked into setting up the 2 huts on the east side of the Hohe Gold Mountain near Berchtesgaden that I mentioned in the first episode, the idea being perhaps that they could be used by a single person or a group on the run, heading south. This order was made by Bormann on the 24th of April 1945. It is alleged that when Bormann last spoke on the telephone to his wife, the 29th of April, he told her to place herself in von Hummel's care and that he would be in contact as soon as possible. Soviet historian Lev Beziminsky, using official Soviet files, alleged that Bormann crossed into Italy on the 16th of August 1947, but no further details were revealed. When Beziminsky spoke to von Hummel, the German was evasive, said that Bormann's reference to make a, quote, southward overseas shipment, end quote, in the cable he sent to von Hummel referred simply to moving documents south to safety in Munich and not to moving Bormann. The United States Army's Counterintelligence Corps, the direct ancestor of the CIA, thought that Bormann was alive in 1945, and they posted agents around Frau Bormann, who was dying of cancer in a hospital in Murano in the Italian Alps, hoping Bormann might show up. Gerda Bormann died on the 22nd of March 1946 without further contact with her husband. The Soviets did mention that they had found Bormann's diary in the leather coat of a German corpse in central Berlin, the body lying close to a knocked-out German tank. The Soviets stated that neither the body nor the coat were Bormann's. They surmised that Bormann had stuffed the diary into the coat in order to appear dead to investigators, a sensible move for a man on the run. By the way, one really big thing in Bormann's favor was his anonymity. Hardly anyone outside of Hitler's inner circle knew who he was. He never spoke publicly, and all his appearances were as a background character. This fact would aid his evasion enormously, unlike someone like Heinrich Himmler, who was distinctive and world famous. Several witnesses placed Bormann in northern Germany or Denmark in June 1945. The author Ladislas Farago found a Danish doctor called Preuss, who claimed to have been approached by a Nazi friend asking for money to get Bormann out of Denmark. Bormann was next sighted in September 1945 via Leonardo da Vinci in Murano, Italy, by someone who knew him extremely well, Frau Thalheimer, wife of one of his personal doctors, whom he knew socially. The doctor's wife's story so convinced Hugh Trevor Roper, famous British historian and World War II intelligence officer, that Axmann's story of a dead Bormann on the Lehrter Bridge must be unconvincing. So why would Bormann be in northern Italy? Rat lines. Secret Nazi escape routes ran from Germany and Austria into Italy, whence some Vatican officials connived to spirit wanted Nazis out of Europe via the port of Genoa to South America and the Middle East. This was how several high-profile Nazis escaped in the years after World War II.
I'm back.
Including Adolf Eichmann, being the executive head of the final solution, and infamous Auschwitz camp doctor Josef Mengele. They are just two cases.
Why not? It's fun. I remember doing history class, right? Maybe 6-7 years ago. They wouldn't never tell you stuff like this, right? If anyone wants to know the channel, right? Right. So the channel is called Mark Felton Productions, right? It's like a university lecturer guy, right? And he covers some of the most so he's doing this one, right? And it's called The Hunt for Martin Bormann. Martin Bormann was this guy that was like right close with Hitler in terms of like the Germans and all that. And this guy goes missing, right? In like the final days of World War II. There's like 10 different stories as to what happened to the guy. And then like, oh, by the way, he was dead and you'll find his body here. So they dig this whole area out. They don't find his body. And this is in the 50s, right? And then in 1972, they randomly find his skull. And inside his skull, it's all smashed and stuff. And they find a type of sand that isn't found in Germany. And they checked his teeth and they're like, yeah, but he's had dentist work that didn't they had dentist work that didn't exist until after 1945. And it's like this whole thing. Honestly, some of the way the top-ranking Germans escaped to some of the stuff that happened to them, it's kind of interesting. I watch a lot of this guy's videos. He's got some really long ones as well that are several hours long. I listen to those on night shift. Right, so this lid will go here. Right, got a few more boxes that need to be organised or placed places. I'm just working on clearing the floor around there in here realistically. This box can go up here for now. This is what I use for university. This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Yep, that's how you ruin Christmas dinner. You do your Newt Gunray voice. Some of the books I use for university, Chudley construction books. Can sit there. This is the box for the V19 Torrent. I'm getting rid of this. I don't see the point in keeping it. Do you think she'd expect an attack? Now I'm going to do Newt Gunray voices. This is all your fault. Hey, Cole. Come on, bud. Yeah. I'm just fixing the rest of the room and then you can come in for a bit. Yeah? Could have got me. Right, we're back. I'm trying to think of other Newt Gunray quotes now. This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Yeah, that accent that I've been asked nicely not to do more than once in my life. Oh yeah, this is the bag, right? That contains the sail barge's remains. It got dismantled badly. Still trying to figure out my game plan with that. That bag has the UCS sail barge or what's left of it inside it. And trust me, it's not a rebuildable amount of stuff. Got the dark saber here. Is it turned on? No. I'll do it, but I bet my dogs will go nuts. Yeah, it's not a structurally sound set. I'm not surprised. Dark saber. I mean, you got to have one of those. Right, I don't need this. I'll throw it out. You know, metal pole for burglars. Whack. I bought that at a Comic-Con maybe 4 years ago. Same place I got the Clone Trooper helmet. Yeah, well, I'm just pulling this out. Yeah, I can't bet you right now. I'll come back, okay? Right, I'm back. I'm decided we're just going to continue for now. I don't see a reason to stop. So we're going to start bringing some of the sets back through from another room. We got the 2005 Imperial Shuttle. I'm just going to start throwing the models on here for now. Because trust me, we ain't getting to this today. I've accepted that. Not to mention, I'm in work for 15 hours tomorrow. I want to rest. This is one of my favourite sets that not enough people talk about. Oh, dusting here. When it comes to the Old Republic sets, everyone talks about the other two sets, or the other three sets, but never this one. Brilliant set. You get Jace Malcolm, and you get Shatil Shan in that set. And you got really weird astromech. Right. Put this up here, back on top of it. Put these two pick-a-brick cups. Yes, they're full of randomly assorted. That's stuck. Randomly assorted items, but it means that they're not a problem, at least not for now. So, probably Wednesday onwards, we'll continue to work with this, so that'll be stream content. So, I mean, that's the positive way of looking at it. No, I can't do it today, but it means you're going to get a stream from it. So, I'll bring the other sets through and we'll decide from there. See, I don't want to be doing this any later than 6. The problem there is, that means I won't be doing another part. So this is the final stream for today. And the way my shelves are, I can't particularly do shorts, but I might do a couple anyway. Yeah, no, I need to go get Yes, I see you. I know you're there. So got some more modern sets back through from the other that I've had to put me back in the room. So you are gonna go probably up here for now. Just keep you out of the way. Lucky for me, there isn't too many big sets that I have to bring through. I'll come back. I'm sorry, okay? My hands are full. Got the Malevolent. Oh, hey. I do not have a Death Star yet. No, it's on the list. We've got a TIE Fighter and the Malevolent. Possibly, I'm going to have to wait till my next day off to sort these. It just really depends. Yeah, I'm good today. How are you? you know what? The fan's getting plugged in. It's too goddamn warm in here. Oh, that's better. It's a bit of paper that's stuck inside it. There we go, it spat it out. Perfect. Alright, let's go get them other sets that are through in the other room. This is one of the ones that will need fixing, but Imperial Landing Craft from 2007. Yeah, it's one of those things. See, when you're moving apart and taking down shelves, you expect some Lego to be broken. That's just kind of how it goes. Yeah, I agree with that. I can see it.
Early part of the cold, and in fact allow many of these to escape into anonymity in South America, rather than admit they'd been using these men who were wanted for heinous crimes committed against the Jews and many other groups. Certainly the Israelis believe that Bormann was alive and well in South America. Interestingly, in the interrogation of Adolf Eichmann following his kidnapping by Mossad agents and removal to Israel to stand trial, Eichmann told German-born Israeli police officer Captain Avner S., who was one of his interrogators, that Bormann was alive. This was in 1961. His claim was repeated by Eichmann's son Nicholas, who told reporters, quote, Bormann is not as poor as my father was. Not even the Jews with billions of dollars can get him, end quote. Lots of claims concerning the whereabouts of Bormann and how he escaped Europe were made in the 1960s and 70s, though most were dismissed as fabrications and fantasy. But despite the nonsense that clouded the true story, an Israeli team continued to hunt them, indicating that there must have been real evidence. Otherwise, why waste the time and resources of the National Intelligence Agency? The team was led by none other than Dr. Friedman, who had led the operation to kidnap Adolf Eichmann. These were very serious people. It was not only the Israelis who believed Bormann was alive. Following the discovery of Dr. Werner Haider, an SS doctor and one
2005, original turbo tank, which is gonna go somewhere.
The 11th of February 1964, as a result of this interview, a statement was issued which read, quote, despite allegations to the contrary, including the testimony of Hans Bauer, the pilot, the Office of the Attorney General for the state of Hesse continues to pursue a search for Martin Bormann in the factual belief that the head of the NSDAP survived.
It does, but I think that guy, Mark Felton, just could be from the same bit of England as Anthony Daniels, the guy that does C-3PO. That's a, you never know.
However, 2 days after the statement was issued, Dr. Haider was found hanged in his cell. What Haider had told the West Germans was that in 1945 he had hidden Bormann in the SS hospital at Graz near the Danish town of Sonderburg. In July 1964, State Prosecutor Bauer told the press that he had been informed that Bormann was living in Paraguay, and interestingly, had been seen in the company of Dr. Josef Mengele on several occasions in the
Right.
capital city of Asunción. By August, more details emerged. Bormann was dead. He had died in 1959 in the house of a Paraguayan German named Bernhard Jung. The body had been buried in the village of Ita, 35 kilometers from Asunción. The West German journalist went to Ita and actually dug up the grave. Bones appeared to be those of a much older local Indian man. Bernhard Jung was traced to Spain, but he refused all interview requests.
Right, so I'm going to start just putting things in places. It's really just this main pile we have on the floor. There's those Japanese Star Wars posters. I think I'm just going to get rid of those. They were cool, but I'd rather put something else up. But what we need to do is pretty much sorted for the most part.
One of the best pieces of evidence of Bormann's survival came from a former Goebbels propaganda ministry official and honorary SS major named Dr. Johann von Beers.
Right, we've got this cabling, I need to deal with that.
In the late 1940s, founded the Nazi journal Buenos Aires in 1950. Later, he moved to Egypt, working as a political advisor for President Nasser's government.
I'm debating, honestly, just chucking it all in that bag and worrying about it later.
Died in Cairo in 1965. Some letters written by von Beers seem to light. One, he wrote to a friend that Bormann was in South America, then living in Brazil. This letter is significant because it was completely private and written years before the press coverage of the surrounding story in the late 1960s and throughout the 1970s. Journalists and historians...
I'm still debating. We're an hour and a half in, but there will not be a part 4 today. I'm promising that. As much as I'd like to do more, I physically don't feel like doing more. I want to lie down, but I'm just trying to push through and do that a little bit more than needs done. I can always do a bit of this off camera. I'll change my mind later on, but yeah, we'll quickly finish this pile of things I need to store away. Yeah, I've been generous with the amount of content I've given over the last couple of days. This is one of the sets I've ordered new parts for its front because of the yellowing. But this is a set that's now 18 years old, so I'm not entirely surprised that it's got some. Right, there should be another one of these shoes somewhere. That slightly concerns me. I don't know what the other one is. Not under the shelf, is it?
The Argentine government actually released these files of Martin Bormann on the 1st of February 1992. Their file had been
Do you know what? I give up for today. We're just going to bag the rest of this up and make it part of another stream. That's what I'm saying. I've been live for a majority of the day, and with what I've got tomorrow, I'd rather just chill. I'll do this and I'll vacuum and then we'll call it, and we'll call the stream there.
just another middle-aged, worn-out British moving around the back of Germany. He was identified in Murano's
But hey, look, the amount of content we've done today is impressive. It's not like, if you added up all these streams, it would never be as long as my longest stream, but it's still something.
Next, Murano, a former, now calling himself Elysia Goldstein, disembarked from a ship in Argentina on the 16th of February.
I'll just quickly throw all this into a bag that I can just leave in the corner for the next couple of days.
From relatively good sources, Bormann being Asuncion, Paraguay in at least 1954, dying in that year from cancer in June 1949. Then buried in secret in his house. In the next episode, we will deal with the elephant in the room, discovering Martin Bormann's skull in 1972 in Berlin, close to where he said he died in 1940.
I'll read the comments in a second. I'm just trying to do this quickly.
For those of you who think Hitler Youth leader Arthur Axmann was telling the truth about seeing the corpses of Bormann and Dr. Ludwig Stumpfegger on the Lehrter Station Bridge, consider this information that supports the theory that Bormann didn't die exactly as reported. On the 14th of August 1945, Gertrude Stumpfegger, Dr. Stumpfegger, received a letter from a man identifying himself as Bernd, the postmaster at the Lehrter Station. It read, quote, on May 8th this year, a soldier was found by employees of this post office in the railroad bridge crossing Invalidenstrasse. The military pass in his pocket identified him as Ludwig Stumpfegger. Your husband was buried together with other ex-soldiers in the grounds of the Alpenburg, Berlin, Northwest 40 at 63 Invalidenstrasse. Quote, included with the letter were personal photographs that Stumpfegger had been carrying. Postmaster Bernd noted that Stumpfegger's military pass had later been destroyed. The Stumpfegger family used Bern's letter to obtain from a court proof of death of the doctor. 2 points are worth raising. The letter doesn't mention that Stumpfegger was found lying close next to another dead soldier, or even allude to other corpses being on the bridge. Secondly, the Bormann family did not receive a similar letter from the Lehrter Station personnel concerning the discovery of Bormann's corpse. The West German magazine Der Spiegel thought that this was odd and investigated further. In an article dated the 14th of February 1964, Der Spiegel noted, quote, in actual fact, the corpse of Stumpfegger was found, but of Bormann was said to have been lying
Alright, just gonna gather up these small couple things. Sorry, I thought there was someone at my door. I'm expecting a package from the Royal Mail today or tomorrow. I bought an original Xbox, not like the one that came before the 360, so I could play some of the retro Star Wars games. Well, the few that I wanted to play that are not available on the PS2. So that's the old Republic games, both 1 and 2, and Republic Commando. And the 2 games I really want to play, but you can't. They were. I have. The PS2 can play just about all the games from that generation, but it cannot play those.
In September 1962, Arthur Axmann gave evidence to Frankfurt State Prosecutor's Office lawyer Joachim Richter. Axmann knew that his original testimony was in doubt, not least by historian Hugh Trevor Roper. In 1971, Trevor Roper even said of Axmann, quote, I do not rule out the possibility that he made up the story in the first place to cover Bormann's tracks, end quote. It's very important to note that Arthur Axmann was, until his dying day, an unreconstructed Nazi. Indeed, when he escaped to the West in 1945, he set about trying to organize an underground Nazi Party organization using his network of former Hitler Youth leaders and personnel. He didn't simply go to ground and do nothing and try to escape to South America. He made it
Right, I'm gonna get the vacuum cleaner and we'll go from there.
flame alive. And indeed, in one of my previous videos concerning Hitler's ashes, I contend that he was in fact carrying a small box containing some of Hitler's ashes from the Führer bunker, and that he later deposited those in a grave somewhere in Germany. Therefore, regarding Axmann, why would he have told the truth to American investigators? And why wouldn't he try to help Bormann to escape? I cannot stress
Checking everything's the way I want it first. Alright.
entire story of
Granted, the shelf looks like an eyesore, but I'll sort that out eventually.
devout Nazi Arthur Axmann, who several intelligence officers called the keeper of the flame of National Socialism post-1945. In any other case of a mysterious death, such a witness would long ago have been dismissed, biased and unreliable. I believe Hugh Trevor Roper called this one right in 1971 when he realized that Axmann was a liar. In 1965, a former Hitler Youth member whom Joachim von Lang had known in 1945, Herbert Seidel, contacted him with his eyewitness account. In early May 1945, Seidel, then aged 14, with a friend, had been foraging for food in the Lehrter station of Pripyat, when he said that he had seen two bodies on the left side of the railway bridge crossing Invalidstrasse. Seidel hadn't known who Bormann was, and he hadn't identified the bodies he had seen, but had placed them roughly to where Axmann reported seeing Bormann and Stumpfleger's corpses. Then, another witness came forward, a retired post office worker named Albert Krumel. In May 1945, he claimed to have been part of Postmaster Bern's corpse burial unit at the Lehrter station. Krumlov and his post office colleagues, Wagenbühl and Loser, had been ordered by the Red Army to bury corpses that were laying around the Lehrter station. Krumlov claimed that his unit had buried on the 8th of May 1945 both bodies. Wagenbühl had buried Stumpfleger, and Krumlov himself had buried Bormann. They hadn't recognized either man at the time, and for some curious reason, they said the two bodies were buried some distance apart from each other, even though found alongside of each other on the bridge. Even more strangely, the corpse of the 6'4" tall Stumpfleger was without his uniform, being dressed instead in new long woolen white underwear, which makes a mockery of Postmaster Bern's claim that he retrieved Stumpfleger's military pass and family photographs from the dead soldier. Did Stumpfleger keep his papers stuffed down his underpants? The shorter man, buried by Krumlov, was dressed in a steel grey army uniform without any insignia. Krumlov even claimed to have specifically chosen the burial site of the shorter man's corpse, placing it below a stand of 3 poplar trees. He said he later remember where it was. This is rather odd. Why would he remember where one particular corpse was buried? The man he didn't know who it was, hadn't identified it, wasn't wearing a uniform of any significance.
Right, let's get this done. One second, what's some notifications to check?
Interestingly, Postmaster Bern
Oh, of course he has. If you want content of changing topic, subscribe to Terror Killer T1.
West German prosecutors searching for Bormann's remains became very enthusiastic, and online managed to persuade them without too much difficulty.
Even though I'm not confident that he's even joined this stream.
Settle the issue of Bormann's escape once and for all. The problem was the Berlin Wall, which ran right through the site. However, the area where Axmann and Krumlov claimed to have seen Bormann's corpse was on the West Berlin side of the wall. An area called the
Well, like, I've enjoyed doing all these streams today. I'm enjoying the fact that we managed to get this sorted pretty well. Like, yeah, the main display shelves are horrible and sets need fixed badly, but in a few cases it means I can dust a couple of them a bit better.
now being alongside each other. The tall
Yep,
man
pretty much.
next to the shorter man's skull.
Once I got an email here.
Postmaster Berndt had written to Frau Stumpfegger in 1945 without recording another body laying right next to her husband's. If you remember, Albert...
My Bricklink order's been shipped. I have been replacing parts on 2 sets. I've been meaning to do this. So the Twilight's nose and side panel and these little bits here have yellowed. And the Gungan's probably more obvious on camera. Its front needs a little bit repaired. So I went and bought those. I'm going to pause this. Right. What's up, Arc Legion? But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So I'm going to get the Hoover put away. I mean, look, we've done some progress. We've got all those shelves up today. I'm very happy with all of that. This still needs organized. It's the same deal. Listen, what this Star Destroyer has its bridge decapitated and its undercarriage knocked off. But, you know, it doesn't look like it, but the main floor and the Technic is... That's still all solid, so we're good to go. And, you know, you asked where the Starfighter was, it's there. Right now, I've got a full view of the window and stuff again, but I will see you guys in the next stream. That will be... I don't want to promise a stream tomorrow. I'm Scottish. If the question's why, it's because both my parents are Scottish. So an interesting question. But yeah, we did a lot of good work getting all these sorted. Yes, this is still shambles. We've got the underneath box storage sorted. And we'll go through other things in upcoming streams. I'll try to do bits off camera, but you know how it is. I'm just giving this kind of long ending bit because I don't know if I can guarantee a stream tomorrow. Trust me, I want to. I want to do this a shelf at a time and go down. I want to get the complete Saga figure stand back up where it's meant to be. But yeah. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Keep an eye on community tab. I've got a vote going for what we're going to build for 4,000 subscribers. So I'll see you guys later on.